Good evening, everyone. I'm McKenna Nobles. Thanks for joining me for Wiregrass Daily News at 6. A woman is recovering after a violent attack in Lovetown yesterday. Houston County deputies responded to a person down call on Dusty Lane around 8:13. They found a 34-year-old woman bleeding but breathing. Initial reports say she was struck in the head with a hammer during an overnight burglary. She was rushed to the hospital under a trauma alert and is now in stable condition. Deputies deployed a drone to assist in the investigation, which remains ongoing. You can stay with us for updates as new details emerge. In Coffee County, a drug bust has left a couple behind bars. Deputies executed a search warrant on County Road 723, uncovering a variety of illegal substances, including ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, Xanax, and THC products. Homeowners, those are the people you're seeing on your screen, Brandon and Stephanie Frederick, now face multiple charges, including drug trafficking, possession of a controlled substance, and chemical endangerment of a child. The couple remains at the Coffee County Jail, pending bond. City and county leaders gathered today in Dothan to outline key priorities for 2025. At the annual State of Dothan Houston County meeting, Mayor Mark Saliba highlighted major city projects, including $20 million for the Wiregrass Innovation Center, a $10 million donation for Opera House renovations. Might I add that this was all given by one single family, that $10 million. And plans for a new city hall that will go in the old Dothan Eagle building. Southeast Health was also at this meeting and announced a $30 million emergency department renovation. County Commission Chairman Brandon Shute focused on expanding the overcrowded Houston County Jail. This project is expected to cost about $40 million. He also pushed for increased fire protection funding, proposing a countywide vape tax and a fire fee hike. This would be the first price hike in over 20 years for that category, and this would all be to better support Houston County's 17 fire stations. Both leaders emphasized their community growth and safety as some of their main concerns. Now, big changes are coming to Houston County's roads, with officials investing millions in infrastructure upgrades. The county is launching an $8.3 million project to resurface 50.8 miles of roads. That's an average cost of $164,000 per mile. Leaders say the goal is to create smoother, safer roads for residents and commuters. Now, work will continue throughout the year with specific projects announced as schedules are finalized. You can stay with Wiregrass Daily News for when those releases are announced and kind of what areas you should avoid when road work does start. We're going to hop into today's video story now. We actually had our first author come by. He's a local author from Dothan, and he is also a priest, a father, and a husband. Let's take a look.
We're glad to be here today. Thank you so much for your invitation, and we thank you for allowing us this time. This is my wife, Isabel, who I'm very pleased to say we just celebrated 10 years from the day I asked her to marry me. So
congratulations, you guys.
Yeah. And but my name is Stuart Smith, and I'm so honored to be here. And this book that we're talking to you about today is kind of like, it's, if you will, our seventh child. We have 6 children between the two of us. Mm-hmm. And Niebler was born basically around 2023, and he was an idea. It's a young man from Canada. His name's Nathaniel Baililou, and Nathaniel's nickname is Niebler. So there's where we got the name Niebler. And him and his dad come across a artifact that's hidden behind the Niagara Falls.
And this isn't even getting into the book yet.
No.
This
is the launching, and it's kind of the idea. And I got stuck in writing it. Started writing it right after I got back from Egypt. I traveled the Middle East, went to Israel and Egypt. I started writing it around that time, but I was born around early 2023, but I kind of got stuck in my writing process. And I wanted it to be a very special book because this one was a tribute to my granddaughter, who's a teenager now. All the other children's books I'd written was more for elementary, preschool to elementary. But she's in middle school. And so I wanted Niebler to be her age. So he was born at 13 years old, pretty much.
And so you said you've written a few books. How many books have you written?
I've written a total of 8, and right now, you could probably find 6 or 7 of my books online.
And of course, that was just a little sneak peek. We actually had another interview come in today about the Super Bowl soup can drive with Toyota of Dothan and the Wiregrass Area Food Bank. Now, that video will be posted a little bit later as well, along with the entire interview that you just saw. And I just want to say, Stuart and his wife were so kind. They even gave me and a few other employees a signed copy of the book. And I will say, I am very, very excited to read it, especially because it came from a local author. Now we're going to kind of go back to that Wiregrass Area Food Bank and Toyota of Dothan Super Bowl Soup Drive campaign. So it's happening tomorrow at the Southside Walmart. They will be out there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And all of the soup cans collected will help with the Wiregrass Area Food Bank's brown bag program, which is for people who rely solely on social service each month or social security checks each month. So they kind of put a little bag together of healthy meals for them, and that's where all of these cans of soup and any other non-perishable items will go. Well, guys, I think that's going. I am just kidding. We have to check on the weather, of course, the most important part. So tonight, skies will be partly cloudy with fog forming overnight. The lows are going to drop to about 62 with a high of, we saw 77 today, so that's pretty warm. The evening, we have a 20% chance of rain, and it goes up about 2 from earlier today. But, so those chances, not super strong, but also we've seen less of a rain chance. I will say it was pretty muggy today, not my favorite weather, but nonetheless, can't complain too much. Tomorrow's Friday. With that being said, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I hope everyone had an amazing Thursday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.